Good morning. Happy Saturday. It is September 17th, and we are in the Five Bogs area today. And we're kind of multitasking today. We're kind of doing a preliminary lookabout for grouse as hunting season is upon us. And I already ran into one bear hunter today, so it is that season, that time of year, time of seasonal change and all. Beyond that, we're looking for signs of potential activity that we had about a month ago now. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll see where that takes us. Beyond that, let's see what happens. Thanks. I am hearing like a insects buzzing noise. There's either a nest around here, or last time I came up with something like that, it was a dead thing that many flies had found. Why did that come out weird? But seems to have passed on. So unfortunately, the Bigfoot community has been slacking of late with new developments. The one thing I will make mention of is apparently Dr. Jeffrey Meldrum is rather sick. So anyone that is of such a mind to extend prayers to him, his family, his friends, and loved ones, and hope that he makes a speedy recovery. That would be ideal, because he has done a lot for the community and is, again, one of the actual credentialed science guys in this subject that actually, I don't always agree with his opinions, but being that as it may, he is an actual real scientist attempting to give credit to this. Him and Dr. Bindernagel, may he rest in peace, were both heavy hitters in the field, if this is to be considered a field. Other than that, in the community, I'm kind of thinking the coalition is obsessing on MK's lovely massacre nonsense, which plays back into the old ditty that I have of like the old business being rehashed, and it's basically, you've got the MK massacre nonsense, you've got the Ketchum study with the alleged angel DNA nonsense, you've got the Jacobs bear, and I don't care how many ways you look at the photo, it's a damn bear with mange. Get over it and move on with your life. A rising star in that category is the Chris Noel porcupine, and fuck you, Chris, it's a porcupine, get over it. The fact that you doubled down is comical, and any credibility that you once had is completely nonsensical at this point. Congratulations on that. I'm sure I missed one or two. Some would throw the Patty footage in there. I remain unconvinced that it's real or not real. And again, I say it's doomed to be inconclusive in the test of time, so oh well. So that being said, what else? That's really all I'm personally aware of right now that's going on. People have been slacking on the hunting front. I came out today also kind of to scout for birds, since bird season begins in 2 weeks, I believe. Bear hunters are already out. I already had a pleasant conversation with a bear hunter on the way in, and he apparently came up empty. He did say, interestingly enough, there's not a lot of baseline food in this area for bears anyway, which is interesting, because I saw a bear 2 weeks ago and it was basically raiding garbage cans on the way in. Maybe indicative of that trend. Hopefully that's not affecting all the wildlife, but because that would have an adverse effect on my season as well. I haven't seen a single turkey or grouse, and have to see how that plays out. So we're gonna walk in a ways in here and see what's going on and take a segment break real quick. I just wanted to start an opening segment. I got the drone up today, but again, I came up without a plan, so I didn't do my normal prep. So without OCD factoring in, I had a drone that was on like half battery, and it's my Spark, so that's like good for about 6 minutes of flight. So I have an intro, but it's not as long a one as I would have possibly had. But you also have the telltale remnants, not necessarily over Vermont, but in the greater vicinity of Hurricane Lee, which we didn't see a lot of in Connecticut either. The sky got basically weirdly gray for a little bit yesterday and a little bit of kicked up wind, but that's about the extent of it. Anyway, we're going to take a look over here and take a segment break while I think of other things to discuss. Because again, I'm kind of winging this one today, so Not a lot of sign of bird so far, or bear, or deer, or I haven't seen a moose track, which is the first too. Hopefully the hunter's wrong, but I guess we are back. Time will tell.
We are.
Thanks. In an area that in 2012 I potentially had a sighting in, basically over that way. There you go, over that way. So there is a war story from the day so far, and a little bit of a woodlands life lesson. When you are taking care of your business, and I do mean like bears do in the woods, it was good that I found a spot that was far enough away from the road that the person driving by didn't happen upon me unexpectedly. That would have been a bit awkward. So if you drove in this morning, you didn't get to see a show, which is fine by me. So the plan in here, see if I can scare up some birds or otherwise look for sign. This is the decoration or the decor of the woods. The floor, loose leaf litter, grabber bushes, which we all know I love so, and the like. But one potential benefit for this time of year is the allergy factor is not quite as bad as it was. A couple of weeks ago I came back and I was almost sick. It doesn't sound like that now, of course, but the goldenrod was, aka ragweed, was literally everywhere. You just could not escape the crap. And I felt it all the way home. Not a pleasant thing. As we make our way through this, I'm kind of being slow and methodical on purpose. Not so much for stealth, but to see if I can scare them. I haven't seen a single grouse, which is rare. Because normally... Excuse me, as soon I said I didn't feel sick. You'd never know. You usually, by now, walking as far in as I have, you would have scared up one or two. And I haven't really seen any. So... So I'm going to head over this way. I'm sorry, I'm not talkative. There's not a lot of Bigfoot banter going on right now that I'm aware of. Meldrum being sick is probably the biggest news story, and that's, well, it's unfortunate. We already covered that. Interesting. Okay, so delving back into the nonsensical part of this. Some insight from within the BFRO. A person I know who is a member of said organization got talking about Chris Noel, who last I knew was also a member of said organization, and he kind of made light of the porcupine situation as well, so it just made me curious how other members of the group saw that, because I mean, people tend to lump the group, a member of a group is a reflection on the group, sort of, and as a result, don't get me wrong, when I get on the BFRO, there are actually good members to it. This guy that I was in the field with a couple of weeks ago has a solid grasp of things and a good head on his shoulders, and is one of the few younger folks in doing this I've come across that doesn't like Warship at the Altar of Stick Structures, which is 99% deadfall. The major contributor of stick structures, like it or not, is gravity. And I know there are those out there that are going to make an argument for it, but these are the same people trying to argue for Bigfoot literally being in their backyard, in the suburbs. And wishful thinking is the nice way of putting it, and we'll leave it there. Anywho, let's continue in here. I'm just trying to find a less than broken terrainway in. The further in I go, I'm not really seeing anything, so I think we're going to advance a couple more yards. And in lack of birds, as well as Bigfoot related sign and the like, if you're curious what I'm in, this is a pan of the general area. You could just as easily run across a bear or a moose in here or something, but it's a quiet autumn day and there doesn't seem to be a whole lot around, so I am going to relocate towards another area and see if we can find signs of life there. And of course, we'll be back in a bit. We just heard something in this stretch of woods, and it may have been something mundane, but we're going to go look anyway, see what maybe pops out of the woodwork or not. You never know. The terrain is more or less the same. And now that I'm looking at all the down deadfall, I'm thinking it was mainly something sounding off in the wind, but we'll advance it a little further just to see if I'm wrong. Unfortunately for the wishful thinkers, they 9 times out of 10, that's what it is. Every now and then, though, you'll have a deer bounce up and go scampering off and the like. But I can now ascertain that that was indeed a tree that was probably that one right there, actually. Oh well. Quiet day continues, and we are going to break that stick and continue relocating. We will again be back in a bit. Okay, I think this is about where we're going to wrap this one up. There's not really a lot going on today. I will leave the camera at the ready should I run into anything on the way out, but quiet day, and there's not really a lot of signs of life today. Some days are just quiet. So we're going to wrap this one up and give you the YouTuber way out. Like, subscribe, leave comments as you see fit. If you have suggestions on what you want to see me do as we move into cooler months and it's not quite as hot, please let me know. It dawns on me I haven't been to certain places yet, such as Manitou. I would like to get in there before the season's over and the snow comes. Because aside from the fact it would be a bitch to get in there in the snow, I'm pretty sure that is a seasonal road in there that closes for the winter. So I don't know that it would be accessible without extreme measures. So anyway, this one's going to be put in the books. Quiet day. And we'll catch you next time. Thank you and bye.